I'm catching my breath. No water, no food. So it's also Saturday market here in Utrecht, and they've just opened the Dunkin Donuts, I think last Wednesday. So it's just near the station. Amazing. So they have also restaurants beside the canal. That one is a Turkish restaurant, just open. Restaurants, you have to go down the canal by steps. This is an Indian tandoori restaurant. And we are entering the Dome Tower. So first, B, can we go to the tourist information? We already got our tickets for the Dome Tower, but it will be until 1:30, so we are still waiting for it. Actually, Utrecht is really different from Amsterdam. You think? How? Why is it different?
Amsterdam's too close. Amsterdam's too close.
What do you mean too close? Oh, Amsterdam has very small streets, or he said very close.
Very claustrophobic.
Claustrophobic. We've seen already few Indian restaurants, some Vietnamese, some Greek restaurants, and Afghan restaurants. And we already saw the restaurant that I have reserved for tonight, the American Steakhouse. So we're going to try how good the ribs and their steaks are. So Habi is looking forward to it. He does. The English shop here in Utrecht. So Habi's restaurant, Habi's English stuff. Going to take a look inside, see what we can get. The English store is quite
not so much an English store.
Not so much an English store. It was a bit frustrating.
Disappointing.
Because they only have sweets. Most are chocolates, candy bars. I saw jam, cereals, just common things, but not the real English thing. So we did not get anything, and I saved some pennies for that. So this is the museum. Speelkook is mostly for children. Oh, this is also a tourist attraction here in Utrecht. So if you have kids, this is a good place for you. Early light brunch before going to the tour. So we're having McDonalds, chicken nuggets, coffee for hubby. I have banana and mango and pineapple smoothie, hamburger, barbecue sauce, and sweet chili sauce. Around 1 o'clock, and we are already waiting for the tour, which will start at 1:30. So I already got our tickets for two, and I paid only €9 each per person, and I was surprised because in the internet they are charging for €11. Supposedly internet always charge lesser, but then I did not order it online, so I saved €4 for this trip. So it will last for 1 hour, and I think we will also have a tour guide. So I hope that I can show you around, guys. And you can also you're not allowed to bring your bags or anything. They have a locker in the tourist information. They have a locker, and you need to put your bags but it says there it will be in your own risk if you're going to use it. So I just took my camera, my wallet, and my phone in case of something might be stolen or what. So that's it. So a few minutes more to go before we start the tour, and I'm in front of the tower. So we're following the guide. So it says here in his t-shirt, enjoy your climb. So
this means we're not in the Dam Tower yet. We're at the foot of the Dam Tower, the highest church tower of the Netherlands. Okay, now I hope you don't understand Dutch, but do you know how high the Dam Tower is? Any idea? You may have read it also off the image. No? No idea? 112 meters and 32 centimeters. We will be climbing up to 95 meters height, and to get there we need 465 steps in total. I will tell you the story of this tower using people who used to live or work here, or still do that nowadays. The first room we will visit is the chapel of the bishop. Do you have any questions before we start our climb? Okay. Feel free to ask them anyway. U mag gerust vragen stellen natuurlijk. Volgt u mij. Follow me. You guys. Okay, we have entered the very first room of the Dam Tower now. It's called the Michael's Chapel. And you could say, well, it was a private chapel of the bishop. You could say he did his work here. It looked very different in the past. It's also the oldest room of the Dam Tower. For example, the walls were painted white. There were carpets over the floor, and there were candles to light it up here. But what's still the same as in the past is this hatch here in the center. It was very important because it was a hoisting hatch, and they used it to hoist up building material and equipment to build the tower from inside out.
Not for naughty people.
Yeah, and for naughty people.
Not a
Naughty
mondur.
construction workers were thrown down.
Yeah,
but
mondur.
It did go all the way up, so if you have a look up, you can see the next hatch, and all the way to the top of the tower they use these hatches. If I were to open it right now, we would look down onto the street that runs underneath the Dam Tower. We've just walked through the street, maybe you noticed. Nowadays, this room is not in use by the bishop anymore. This room can be hired, for example, parties, dinners, concerts, readings, but also weddings are held here sometimes. Do you have any questions so far? Okay, if you have another look up through that hole, you're looking into a former house of the tower guard. We will visit that floor right now. So we're going to have a look where he lives. So you may follow me through that door. I'll tell you about the chapel we've entered right now. I already told you that this is where the tower guard lived. He lived here in the Egmond Chapel, as we call it, on 25 meters height. Luckily not alone, he lived together with his family. And he took care of the tower, which meant that he cleaned here, made sure that the bells were safe, that the clock worked properly. But he didn't make a lot of money. So he did a special thing. He opened up a bar in that section of his house. People could come and have a drink here and he could make some extra money. It's a true story. One day he was walking outside. It was a very warm summer's day, the 1st of August 1674. But this day became notorious because it was the day the heaviest storm in the history of the Netherlands flew over the Netherlands. A tornado even formed above the city of Utrecht. That tornado destroyed many buildings and also hit the Dam church. If you have a look behind me, you can see the situation on your left side before the storm, with the Dam church and tower still intact. On your right side is the situation right after the storm. You can see that the middle part of the Dam church has collapsed. There was not enough money to rebuild this part, and that's when the Dam tower and church got separated from each other, which is the case as of today. We also walked over the Dam square on our way here. Do you have any questions?
What is this thing over there?
Here, these things above me, these are gargoyles. So they're used to lead water out of the tower.
Oh, okay.
They're old ones, they were just replaced. We have new ones on top of the tower.
We made it, so no fitness tomorrow. So if you're planning to visit Utrecht, you need to visit the Dam Tower. It's worth the walk to the top. And yeah, and it's pretty amazing here down there. So we can't really figure out which part is Rotterdam and Amsterdam. So we came down ahead from the group to rest, but we cannot go out, so we're going to wait for them. So that is the river cruise in Utrecht. 1 hour is for €11.25, and for 1.5 hours you have to pay €14.50. But today we're not going to go on the cruise because we already reserved our table for the restaurant, so maybe next time. So we are now in the American Steakhouse, and we'll reserve table for 2. We have to ask me because I reserved a table.
And kleine portie baby ribs.
Yeah, for me.
Right. And steak there, right? You can use this for the phone. Okay. Yeah? Alright. Enjoy.
Yeah, You like it, Phil? Hmm?